praying. All right, guys.
All right, we're back from the 6. All right, hello everybody. We are back with another brand walkthrough. Myself and Timothy over here. We're gonna do a walkthrough with a new brand we have. First season, it's in the stores. Carhartt Work In Progress. You're likely familiar, and if you're not familiar with Work In Progress, you're certainly familiar with Carhartt as a whole. Where we come from, it's almost a religion, Carhartt itself. So I think it works sitting alongside a lot of the stuff we have in the store really nicely. But we are gonna talk through some of the details, and yeah. So we need to go grab some of the products. So why don't we pop over to the store and take a little peek.
Head on over.
Cool. This is the report of the week, back with another food review. Back with another food review.
You've got to stop talking about review, bro. So we're back. We've gathered the Carhartt that is left. I do think we're missing one piece, but I think everything else is intact.
Yeah.
I think that like a lot of people know of W.I.P. I think it's out there. People have known, but I don't know if everyone knows like the difference between Carhartt and Carhartt W.I.P.
Yeah.
This has been something that's been being worked on and evolving for a really long time now. I think a lot of people assume this is just something that like Carhartt spun off and suddenly it's this, and that's really not the case. This was a different designer.
All under Carhartt still, though, right?
Carhartt,
Yeah.
But different designer that wanted to take basically, I mean, like you're saying, we both know Carhartt from where we're from as like actual workwear.
Yeah.
It is viewed as such, and even in such as like it's kind of like a badge of honor to wear it.
My Carhartt has a certain connotation of like,
sure.
it's like your horse, it's your steed if you're a blue collar man in the Midwest. So.
But I think that over time, like we've seen with a lot of other different brands, like, you know, whether it be something like Vans or Stussy or taking something like that, I think that they just wanted to basically start to like explore what that would look like to have a different consumer as the focus point and design around that world as opposed to just have it exist in there.
Yeah,
so
right on.
using slightly higher quality materials, mixing up fabrics, silhouettes, things like this so that they can, you know, be worn in a more, you know, modern sense. So it's a really cool take because I feel like it doesn't get away from the lineage too much, but also definitely acknowledges that the customer has evolved and changed.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at what we got so far this season. So let's maybe start with the classic here.
You want a little bit of a hardcore fella situation?
If you've never seen a fella in one of these, you're out of your mind. Everybody's got one of these. Everyone's owned one. This is like the most ubiquitous beanie in the world.
Yes.
No question. Whether I mean, we know it from old hardcore guys. I think my dad has these. He's
probably got 10.
My sister's got, everyone I know has had one of these hats. And there's kind of a reason. Number one, it's not wool, which is nice. It's cotton acrylic.
Yeah.
I don't like wool personally on my head. It's, you know, I get a reaction. This is like the perfect situation for that. Also, like, you know, obviously iconic as is, but also debadging it is like
That's tight.
what everybody does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and then like the fit's good, the style's good, it sits on your head well, you can fold it 3 times. Angelo from Nepenthes a long time ago, now for us, he used to do a sick ass thing where he'd like fold it way up and then back down. I used to rip him all the time.
Yeah.
But very cool. You can style it a lot of different ways. It works on everybody. It's the kind of quintessential beanie.
I saw somebody turn a hat inside out once.
Oh.
And you just cut the tag.
It's one of those things where it's like everyone has had one of these, so everyone has freaked it in their own crazy way.
All right, moving on, another accessory before we move on to bottoms. Rivet Tote Bag. This is huge, dude.
Big boy.
When we got it, it came folded up, and I didn't realize just like the actual volume that it carries.
Listen, I've had a couple of these, most notably the Marnie and Carhartt version.
Oh yeah,
of this.
I'm waiting for you to run its lifespan, and then I want that.
You're certain that I'm gonna not want that at any point. So anyway, I've had one of these. This is the great part of this. It's huge, but the thing that you'll notice right away is it can suddenly look really small because it's kind of unstructured and great. And so you can fill it up and it's a big old honker, or you can kind of leave it with just a few things in it and it's gonna like drape nicely and be easy to wear. It goes over the shoulder, kind of ends up becoming this kind of trapezoid if you're not filling it all the way.
Internal zip pocket, which you know I've always said this. I love a big tote that's easy, which this is easy as hell. You can just put anything in it, but it's nice when you got your wallet or other things that maybe you want to make sure just don't fall out. Or this thing rules, dude.
I also love the riveting, the kind of classic Carhartt rivet pocket on the front. I think that's super cool.
Really cool. It's literally a pant pocket here with the black on black. Really sick. That'd be nice if you were like a commuter and carried a lot of stuff.
You and I love these.
Yes,
Anything
sir.
like this, and this isn't a part of the small bag trend. Here's what it is. We travel a lot. You kind of need your passport on you, your different monies, your sunglasses, all your like day-to-day stuff.
Camera, sunglasses,
Yeah.
wallet, passport, AirPods,
Yep.
candies, snacks.
So this one rules. It's got side entry. It's got the kind of electronic thing on the front.
Yeah.
It's got big double zip on the top, so you can actually get into it both ways. It expands or
Yep.
doesn't expand. The main thing I like about this is if you're traveling, especially, or you're just a day-to-day commuter, is you keep everything you actually need because it's always more than one thing.
Exactly.
And you put it all in here, and then you don't have to put anything in your pockets.
Yep.
I notoriously hate putting things in my pockets if I don't have to. And the other thing I love to do is, especially at the airport, wear this underneath your jacket. So
Yep.
you kind of have it like this. Grab everything easy. It also doesn't make. It's not like you're making some statement or it's not messing up the silhouette of your look. Super.
Yeah, no.
So these
no, if
rule.
anything, you get a cool proportion of it coming across. So.
I've got like 4 or 5 of these from different brands. They're awesome.
Of the 3 times we traveled last year, I only had a little one too like that the last time, and it makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Great. Let's move on to the next thing.
We'll go ahead and we'll do bottoms now.
Look, this is a classic. It's a classic for a reason. I think it's come back into style, but I think people also assume like it's going to go out of style, and it won't. It'll come in, it comes out. The nice thing about the W.I.P version, it's obviously a little bit. It's still a straight leg, still classic full cut like
Yeah.
you're used to, but maybe not quite as like stiff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
kind of like, you know, because it's a rinsed fabric. It's still heavy. It's still canvas. It's what you're used to.
It's still gonna serve the purpose, but maybe
a
not
little bit.
as utility based as regular Carhartt. Not that it wouldn't work, but like the other stuff, you want it to be more or less stiff, bulletproof, etc., etc.
Yeah. This is like you still get the look, you still get the functionality, but it's not built for ironworking. It's built for everyday use.
Yep.
A little easier to wear. It's gonna age nice. Still.
Yeah.
It's still the same fabric, just a little rinsed, easy.
Yeah, easy.
If you don't, again, this is something if you've never had it before, you should get a pair.
Yeah.
They're icons for a reason. People go back to them over and over again because they just go with everything.
Yeah. Here's another double knee, just to show it real quick.
Yeah, looks like we
Obviously,
got
we
a
talked
couple
about
of
it in the
those.
canvas. But same thing here, blue stone washed, same situation.
Kind of the wash that they're really well known for.
Yep.
It's comfortable but thick. And then look, I think we got a washed version of those too, or are those slightly different?
These are blue used worn wash.
Yeah, okay,
that
cool.
was stone wash, and then
Kind of just
obviously
taking that almost a step further.
Exactly.
More organic looking.
I'd say like a
Yeah.
dirtier, more like a construction wash,
muddy
if I were being,
wash, yeah.
you know what I mean? Kind of like
These
a
would be the
dirty
ones
nature
I
to
go
it.
for. I like this with just like a gray athletic hoodie or something.
Yeah, dude.
Just something, yeah. Because I mean, I feel like the way I view it is like we're talking about is I view kind of WIP as almost like you're saying skate kid is kind of
Yeah,
how I
yeah,
see it.
yeah.
Like, that's the underground like.
I mean, that's kind of how where I found my way into it. That's how I became, from
And
my
if
skate
and if
buddies.
you're still hanging on to that stuff like we are, still wearing Vans and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's an easy way to get like a hit or a bottom that's kind of similar.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to point out with that, it's kind of like of the early 2010s green cast denim. Remember when
yeah,
that was a
absolutely,
thing?
yeah.
It had like that green kind of.
Dust bowl denim,
Yeah,
what do they call it?
yeah. Moving on, we have the Cole cargo pant. We've also got Cole right through that door.
This is obviously not
Dude.
in the classic line necessarily, but also kind of feels classic at the same time.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is right up your alley.
So yeah, as a cargo pant lover, there's a couple things I'd like to point out. One, very drapey.
Yeah, lightweight.
So like not a stiff fabric at all, I'd say. It has a single pleat here in the front, which is kind of a cool feature, especially if you're looking at a cargo. Nice cargo pockets on the side. Sometimes they stick off and can mess with the proportion a little bit. But also, what would you call it? This would be maybe darting?
kind of a little, like kind of a dart, kind of a tuck, something in between.
Yeah. So here at the bottom, so notably another pair of pants that I had that did this were like the North Face Purple Label ones. It's just so that you create that silhouette similar to like an aggressive taper, but it's probably gonna have a little bit of a crop on it. It's gonna sit right at the top of the shoe, but
Imagine if your taper only happened at like the ankle, so it just kind
like
of
the
brings
last
it in
sixth
just a
of the
smidge.
length or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is a really easy way to make a wide pant super wearable and easier
Yeah.
to style, because all the difficulty really comes kind of in that last
Yeah.
few inches there. So these are great. I mean, and they come in this great like sage color as well. I think it's
Good
there.
call.
I'll probably flash it up. But
mean,
this is
damn.
also a really cool approach to like if you're wanting green pants but maybe you're having trouble styling them. Usually that would be because of the palette that you're normally going with, and like that harsher olive can be a little bit more difficult. I wonder if this would be a good alternative to someone who's like, I've tried green, I can't work it in. This is more almost like a jewel tone.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's really pretty, easy to wear. Also maybe a little unexpected for what it is. So I think that kind of makes it cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Both of these colors I think are stellar. Yeah. So yeah, nice and drapey. You know, I feel like a skate kid. This is like a skate silhouette pant. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you're doing like kind of like an EG thing, easy to work that into that kind of look, that more technical look. Is this the Brandon?
Yes, this is the Brandon pant.
Great.
We have the blue stone washed here.
Yeah, this is like a really nice full leg. If you're our kind of customer, you probably know this is similar to like a 101 dad fit from Worslow.
Or even the 100, honestly, like with how roomy it is. It's quite roomy, yeah.
Yeah, nice and roomy. The important thing is super high rise, not super long inseam, so it's gonna like do that bow thing. If you're a Lemaire person, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's gonna sit off the hips a little bit, or like kind of like a 60s 501 or something like that. It has that cool curved hip.
Yep.
Great fit, easy way to go, like something totally classic, but also it would fit in anybody's wardrobe. Like anybody could wear it. So.
And I also want to just shout out, while it is wide, there's a slight taper. I don't even want to say it's tapered, but the pant is coming in a little bit at the bottom, so it's gonna sit on top of your shoes. It's not going to be like to the ground, cover the shoe kind of pant.
If you're someone who wants to do a big wide fit maybe for the first time, but you're not sure how to do it, this is an easy way to do it because they kind of like simplify all the things that can be hard to style.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Okay, so here's another one. We'll leave this right behind us. This is the OG active jacket. So again, this is the one that my dad wore to his factory job. Pretty legit. Again, they just cut this just slightly different, and then it's a rinsed material, so it just doesn't feel like it's cardboard at first. So it'll still break in, still get all the cool aging, honeycombing on the arms, all that stuff that it does, but it's gonna be a little easier to wear and break in right away. These rule. Zip-up hoodies are popular right now. This is an easy way. This is a cool thing to layer. You can layer stuff underneath it. As like this is your jacket. You can also like wear this underneath other things. Which I've seen
like a bigger coat or like even like an M65 or something.
Yeah, very cool look, especially as this ages because it's gonna soften a ton.
Yeah.
I think these are legit. There's nothing more like hard looking than this jacket.
Yeah. This is a fella not to be messed with. You know what I mean? Like, he's good, but he's kind of a hard ass. So, so if you want to be that, you can get that.
These are super cool. I love those, and I love this slightly more modern approach to them too. I just think it makes it a lot easier to wear than the classics. All right, and then here is the quintessential classic. Everybody's worn one. Everyone's had one. You've seen, if not, you've seen them.
You know it.
They have been done high level, low level, everything in between. I think that almost every brand I've ever known has ripped off this jacket in some way.
This season alone, we have Aura Lee with the almost like a longer Detroit style jacket.
Certainly, like our collaboration with EG was partially inspired by the details and fit of this piece. So this is the Detroit jacket. Everyone knows it, loves it. Again, same deal as the others. Slightly more modern approach to it. Little cleaner, little in cut, a little softer in material, so it's easier to wear right out of the gate. These are the best. They speak for themselves. I love everything about them. It's just easy to wear. I think it looks cool if you wear it with like a dress pant. It has like this weird balance thing that happens because it's so workwear as opposed to if you do it as like super casual. That's great. I feel like there's really nowhere you can put this and not make it kind of work into your wardrobe. So these rule. If you don't have one, this is the best version.
This is what Carhartt is. This is the DNA of it.
Exactly. So. All right, cool. So I think that wraps everything up of what we have right now. Like we said, expect more. We should be receiving sort of like bi-monthly shipments from them kind of going forward. There's really good stuff coming. They also have really great accessories, really great small goods, as well as like a full collection. In fact, one or two of the pieces that are from the more collection and seasonal based pieces, a little more experimental stuff is already sold out. There's no reason it's not here. So keep an eye on it, and we'll keep you up to date, but it's really fun bringing them in, and it's fun to kind of give you a little walkthrough.
This was fun.
Pieces, So let us know what you want more of, what you want less of, how you want us to be better, and we'll make it happen.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Peace.